Hello and welcome back to Suburban Hunt 365. I'm DJ, and what I've got behind me right here is a 1973 Marlin Glenfield Model 60. So it's a little bit older. A friend of mine let me borrow this, or let me get the chance to restore this particular rifle. It works. It shoots fine. It's definitely not been cleaned in some time, especially with the internals. So, but it did fire 3 rounds of it this morning, and it ran through just fine. The barrel has a little bit of rust on the top from where the bluing's going away. There's some tape on the stock, a couple nicks, some looks like paint or some scratches, paint transfer on the back. Just basic wear and tear for these old type rifles. It was his dad's gun that he now has, so we're basically going to take her and see if we can't shine her up for him, make it work good. We're going to smooth off a couple of the internals. We're not going to make this thing crazy. We're just going to clean it up for him, make it shoot. Hopefully when we get into it, we don't have to replace anything, because again, it does shoot right now. But we've done restorations in the past where we've had to replace pins or screws for whatever reason when you get into them. So they're always fun. It's good when it starts off shooting. It just means I got to give it back to him shooting. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy started. Alright, so we got this thing flipped over here, and we can already see that there is a screw missing here. And we'll go ahead and get that replaced. It's not a big deal. This screw back here is a little bit loose, but you know, that's alright so far. Let's go ahead. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move this rod here. Just twist that. Rod comes out, no problem. So we set that to the side. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and remove this back screw here on the trigger guard. Alright. Slide that out of there. And see, that just slides out of there, no problem. Just the trigger and trigger guard. Set those to the side. And then we're going to go ahead and take this off here. I could use a little bit of love, but I'm going to take care of that screw here in a little while. Alright, so we're going to loosen this back up on the vise. Lift the stock up off here. Get the stock out of the way. Actually, while we got this, let's see here. Yeah, we got a little bit of scuff back here in the back. A little wear and tear down here. He's not had a sling on this, otherwise we'd have some type of a sling hole down here. And I may talk to him and see if he wants me to add that to it. Then we could add another nipple up here to put that sling on. But this is the squirrel model, so it's got that nice edge in the front. Come along, you see there's definitely some wear and tear down here, just from not abuse but just use. You got a little edge missing on the squirrel here. And like I said, a little bit of paint transfer from just bumping up against stuff. It's a 1973. I mean, this thing's been around for some time, but it's actually in really good condition for its age. I really, like I said, there's some tape right here. I'm not really sure what that's all about, but little nicks, not a big deal. A little nick back here on the back. This squirrel's actually pretty. I mean, that's for a 1973. That's impressive. That is impressive. So stock's in great condition. A lot of times with these guns, you'll have cracks right here on the back of the stock, right here in the middle of the stock. I shouldn't say back of the stock, but right here in the middle of the stock. This one's actually in really good shape. So we'll just get that tape off there, give her a light sanding, and then probably just go over it with the original stain, make it look good. All right. Now looking at the receiver. Like I said, other than dirty, this thing is actually in really good condition. It really is. It's just the barrel here. Sorry, you may hear the rain. It's raining outside. You're not gonna be able to tell. I mean, there's not a whole lot on this that is that bad. I mean, there's a little bit of rust spots, but we can get rid of that with some cleaning. The tube looks good. I mean, honestly, this gun's in pretty good condition. So anyhow, let's go ahead and break this down. field strip it. Now this is the Glenfield, so it's got the screws on the front. Let me go ahead and just move this in here. Alright, now this is the Glenfield model, so you're going to have screws here and you're going to have the screws in the back over here, as opposed to the newer ones are going to have a push pin here, and then they'll have just a set pins here that you'll be able to move this and get it out of the way. But what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to remove these two screws, but I'm going to do that second. Basically what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to, on the hammer side, the bolt side here, the charging handle side, you're going to remove this screw. This is going to be an actual screw. On the opposite side of the charging handle is going to be your basically a set nut. It's basically what's going to be, you're going to have an inset widget here on this side. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. Huh. That's pretty nice. Let me grab my punch kit. Let's push that out of there. Now I'm just using the punch to push this through. So I don't want to mess up any of the threads on the inside. So I don't want to get something too big. There we go. Got that through there. Got it started. And I'll use my flathead screwdriver to finish that up. Ooh, never mind. She's in there pretty good. Get this the right size. Slide that out of there. Come on, Big Daddy. Don't want to put any pressure on the receiver itself. Since we got a flat head, let's go ahead and see if we can get her to come out like that. There she goes. Beautiful. Alright, so back to the front. Now it doesn't matter which side, these are actually two separate screws, so it doesn't matter which side you take off first. But we'll go ahead and take this one off. Again, this first screw here. Set that to the side, flip it over. Same thing, screw here. Set that to the side, and this just pops right out. And that is your receiver, or your trigger assembly. Excuse me, your trigger assembly. And other than just some small dirt, this is actually in really good condition. All in all, that's in really good shape. Wow, we may just have to give this a cleaning and just fix the stock and the barrel for him. That may be a pretty simple job. Alright, so here we are with the receiver. So you're going to push the charging handle back, and you're going to lift the bolt carrier group up. So we're lifting it up. So up, and this just slides out. So back and up, and this just slides right out. Alright, so be careful with this because this is under tension back here. This spring is actually under tension. So if you pull this back, lift it up, keeping pressure against it, slowly lift that up, and then your spring will come out. So there's your spring, and this really looks good. I mean, for as old as this is a pretty good shape. Got a little bit of mess right here, but that's just because that's just because it hasn't been cleaned. This I am surprised, guys. This is really good shape rifle, man. This is in real good shape.